Right, we're going to try and fit in another game of 10-minute rapid chess. So the game can be up to 20 minutes long. 700 players in the arena, but of course everybody could be in the middle of a game. If we don't get a game reasonably quickly, we'll jump into bullet, or we do. So 1594, good luck. So that's gone green, my pawn's connected. 1888 games of rapid, and I've played, what, about 90 something? 92, so that's a bit of a difference. Shall I mix it up? I normally just keep it simple. Might do an early c5, I don't normally. Actually no, I'll develop my bishop, I think. Just hit the queen. I could drop back, I could trade if it's the bishop. Otherwise I'm just going to develop in castle. But yeah, it is rapid this, so I've got to play a lot slower than the bullet games, of course. Just clear the arrows, get my cursor off the board so I can't do any accidental slips. I'll just push and then bring the bishop up somewhere. I'm not sure where I want to go yet, what game I want to play. Okay, knight down is obviously a move, so a6 is a move. c6 is what I'd probably prefer. But if I'm going to play c5, then a6 is probably better. Yeah, I'm going to go with a6 because I might throw c5 in. Otherwise, I'm just going to develop in castle, try and keep it simple. Again, get the cursor off the board so I can't do any accidental slips. Yeah, so he's probably going kingside. I'm just debating whether to bring the bishop right up, but I don't think there's any point. I think d6, while he can't actually bring the knight in, I think makes sense to me here. Can't play knight down, can't play knight in without the queen hanging. So I'm threatening to trade the bishop, which I could still do. Now I'm going to commit to castling first, and I'm going to go kingside. Okay, opponent has his ball, so it's fine to trade the bishop now, but I'm still looking at playing this early c5. We'll probably get a trade in the middle. If I don't trade now, he's got potentially knight forward. So yeah, I'm going to trade the bishop, then I might go c5 anywhere. See how he takes back. Should really take in towards the middle. Ooh, has gone the open, the foul route. Okay. I'm going to play c5 then and try and at least temporarily sack a pawn to try and challenge this pawn domination. Okay, I'll take that. The Greek gift, of course, might become a serious threat, but rook takes f6 is going to be a bigger threat, I think. So knight up threatens to take. Check, takes is obviously a line. I could try bishop back or bishop around the angles, and I like the look of that, actually. I'm not going to be in any rush to take risks. I'm going to prepare bishop dropping back just to challenge this bishop. My opponent might want to go really wild attacking here and potentially take on f6. So I could come here instead of here. I could even drop this knight back. I think I'm just going to drop back and challenge that bishop there. But I will take in over towards the middle. So now I'm just debating again what to do with this knight. It makes sense to go here, I think, to reinforce. That could be an idea though. So I could play a move like knight forward and knight back and trade the queens. But I'm going to go here actually to hit the pawn. We get a tempo hitting the pawn. Both of my rooks now guard my queen, so this knight is free to move. As long as I don't blunder some sort of spectacular attack. Okay, the knight's gone back. So if I go forward, trade, you can maybe just play a move like c3. I'm not gaining much. So knight here looks good to me. offer the queen trade. Doesn't have to do it, of course, but queen up here is also sensible as well, but then the rook takes is much more of a potential threat. So knight here, takes. I can maybe throw forward, but I'm taking a risk. Queen here to hit the 2 pawns. If you sack, I'm probably fine actually, aren't I? But I'll lose the option to potentially trade. And if I go knight here, what's it going to do next? It's not doing a lot. I might even go here then. I'm going to go here to hit the queen and try and force the issue. It'll take a lot of winning if the queens come off, but... or actually, I can come forward maybe. Let's play queen up. I'm happy to trade the queen. The game will take a lot longer to win, or hopefully to lose if it goes the other way, but... okay, let's play rook across. Hold on, can I play a move like forward? I don't think I can. Just play the rook across. He'd probably play c3. I'll just end up bailing back over, I think. Oh, knight forward. Does that blunder a pawn? Have they just blundered a pawn there? Is there a tactic? If knight takes, my rook and knight guard my rook. The knight takes. There's also no queen down, so I think it's just a pawn. And I threaten to take the queen with a check. Then I'll try and just in principle drop the knight back exactly where it was, drop the queen back and bring the knight back in. That sort of idea. So get my cursor off the board. The queen has gone back, so knight takes is not a move, so I don't see anything other than knight back. Again, if knight takes, I just take. We hit the queen. Queen takes is not really a move. So knight in over now to hit that bishop looks sensible. Depends what my opponent does, of course. And get queen back before it gets attacked. And then knight in. Well, the queen is attacked, so I could potentially go here or here, but seems like actually queen f6. If you don't trade queens, I'm hitting a pawn. Yeah, I like queen f6 actually, because if you don't trade, I'm hitting a pawn. And if you do, I'm bringing my knight back into the center. Okay, so it's gone there, going really aggressive. I assume something like this, but I think I can just grab a pawn. I could even just pin the queen and force it off now. So if I take rook across here, trade, the rook is grabbing a pawn back, but I can take on c2 as well, I think. That seems good to me. A knight sack I don't think works either way. So I'm going to grab the pawn with a view to going here. You know, I'll reveal that after the game. Going straight here immediately might have been a slightly less risky way of doing it. But knight sack either way, I think I can take. Yeah, now there's no queen trade forced. Knight to f6 or queen check. Or queen here actually, just again to offer the queen trade. I'm very happy to trade the queen. I've gained a few pawns, so if queen back, then I can pin. Now I've got knight in with tempo on the queen again, I think. I don't see why not. So we brought the knight back into play. We're attacking the queen. If queen has gone there, so again, I can attack the queen again and hit the pawn. But if the queen's simply back, what have I got? Not a lot. Check. I could play knight here actually and then threaten a, not really a smothered mate. I've got knight here as well to hit the bishop. Actually, knight here looks good. What's wrong with that? Actually, what's wrong with that? Let's go here and hit the bishop and hit the pawn. Oh, he's gone for the sack. Well, surely this can't work. Okay. I'm going to take him up on the challenge. So I've got a check. I can just step forward and offer the queen trade. That looks sensible. I know the knight hits my rook. I'm very happy to trade. If I go here, I'm hitting the knight and offering a queen trade. So how do you defend it? You can't go there. So this should be good. Just offer the queen trade, take with the pawn. I could take with the knight, I guess, and trade everything off and be 2 knights against a rook. Actually, I've got to pay a little bit of attention. It's risky. 2 knights against a rook is risky. Oh, it takes there. So we just take. This feels like it's better to play for me. I'll bring the king in over and leave the rook attack the pawn. A rook and 2 knights is probably better than 2 knights versus rook. Okay, so I can grab a pawn. So I think I should. So I'm going to. Got to get out of this pin ready for the pawn flying down. Oh, I'm getting a little bit low on time now. So here, just hit the rook. I need to get the king forward to guard the pawn and break this pin with my knight. Just goes across. Okay. I'm just going to grab another pawn while I can. Does it matter which one I go to? Yeah, I'm going to go here, then bring the rook back, I think. This knight's free to move now. Goes back. Actually, let's push the pawn forward. I need maybe knight in the middle of the board. It's difficult to challenge then. Okay, but there is this getting loose. I'll just let my opponent kick my knight to where it wants to go. Then we attack the pawn. Just pushes forward. So I think I can just march forward. We're very close to getting in here, although I can't actually defend this. That might be a problem. Opponent's got a back rank mate threat if they play quickly in the half. So that's actually checkmate.